The European path advocated by the French president regarding Taiwan raised controversy. Emmanuel Macron calls on the Union not to show followership towards the United States or China on this issue. For some, these remarks made after his trip to Beijing are dangerous because they could crack European unity and transatlantic solidarity when it comes to Beijing. However, not all observers denounce the strategic autonomy defended by Paris.
President Macron has, for several years now, repeatedly emphasized his view that Europe should develop what he calls strategic autonomy. And I think depending on what you want to see in that concept, different people see different things. For my own part, I don't see that as a threat to to transatlantic unity at all. I think that there's plenty of people in the United States who would support the idea that Europe should do more to be a strategic actor in its own right, and Europe stepping up to do more, especially in light of the threats, both proximate and global in today's era, would be a good thing.
Dan Baer also points out that certain elements of the analysis presented by the Commission President resonate in Washington. For example, Ursula von der Leyen spoke of the need to preserve the status quo in the Taiwan Strait. However, just after the visit of the European leaders, Beijing conducted a military exercise to encircle the island. In this context, the idea of a European third way seems very difficult because the security of the Union depends on the United States.
We should follow the US as far as in our interests, but it's obvious that our values and our interests are not the same of the US, but are closer to the US than to China. So I don't think that we should just blindly follow the US, but talking about neutrality or equidistance here, I think is not very realistic because neither our values or our interests are equidistant from Washington and Beijing.
For the EU, the priority remains to keep the channels open with Beijing. The head of European diplomacy was supposed to go to China this week, but his trip has been cancelled due to COVID-19.